With the release of the Judgement in Dead by Daylight, I want to answer the question, did behavior cook? Yes and no. There we go, that's the video. In all seriousness, I want to spend the next 5 minutes or so reviewing both the good and the bad that comes with the Grimoire chapter, as well as the ugly truth behind it all, right after you hit that like and subscribe button. Let's start off with the good first, because despite what people may think, I can actually be fair when covering behavior and this game. The design of this killer is pretty alright. I'm not gonna overhype it like everyone else because I personally think that less is more when it comes to slasher designs, but I still think it's pretty nice. It clearly has a lot of effort behind it, some aspects of it are pretty lore accurate, and it shows that when behavior wants to, they can do some really nice things for this game. Remember this statement for later. Moving on, the Judgement's power is pretty unique considering what it is. I love the idea that survivors get sent into a different realm where they have to do different tasks while other survivors help them get out. It makes things more interesting and this killer more unique. Although I wish that behavior went full throttle and made it so that the survivors in this realm have to save themselves instead. But I guess it's fine. I mean, it is behavior, so I didn't really expect anything that good coming out of this chapter. Speaking of which, now let's get to the bad. First off, the difficulty of this killer is laughable considering it's supposed to be a killer made by the community. Making this killer slow as shit while also giving them a power that's really difficult to maneuver, especially on controller, in a game that's balanced in the survivor's favor is something only behavior could come up with. Now granted, the power is really good, but remember that behavior didn't have to make it so good, and they also didn't have to make it that difficult. I'm sure the community would just be fine with a decent to good killer power that's easy to use and learn, especially on controllers. I'll tell you this, it'd be a lot more bearable when losing to survivors who run this shit and think they're good because of it. Second, survivors now get a boon totem perk that helps them do gens faster, which isn't really that smart considering what they can do with that, as well as how many killers can actually counter it. Oh, and did I forget to mention the fact that survivors can bring this back an unlimited number of times? Oh yeah, let's just give survivors another boon perk that helps with generators. They're not gonna abuse it like they've done with old Dead Hard and made for this, much less get in a Swift on comms and bring the sweatiest shit, where the only counter is to either be better than all the shit they brought, play nurse, or both. We at Behavior are so good at our jobs that when we said we should be nominated for the Labor of Love award, our entire community agreed. Also, are we not gonna talk about the killer perk buff to survivor perk buff ratio? Like, come on Behavior, you're just making it obvious. Just go to a prison, drop the soap, and let them slide their shit in at that point. And before I forget, why wasn't that killer tutorial feature already implemented years ago when the game has been out for 10 years? Alright, time for the ugly truth that most content creators don't really want to say because it'll make them sound like a bitch. The ugly truth is that regardless of what comes out of this chapter, good or bad, it'll end up being in a game that's absolutely horrid in its design. It's the type of game where one of its players gets so fed up with the game's current state in the devs that they not only quit twice, but make a whole 2-hour video addressing each problem they found with the game and went to solve it themselves because they couldn't trust a multi-million-dollar corporation to actually do it properly, or at all for that matter. I meant what I said earlier about the good parts of this chapter, but I also remember saying this. And it shows that when behavior wants to, they can do some really nice things for this game. Behavior can make this game greater than its best state, which let's be honest, this game is like a 5 out of 10 only for its concept and gameplay loop, but they choose not to. They actively make bad change after bad change and then give you something that's just mildly decent. And if they're not doing that, then they're disappointing you to Kingdom Come with bullshit like Springtrap. And the one time they finally make something that's actually good and interesting, it almost doesn't matter because you'll rub 2 brain cells and realize it's gonna be in the same game as everything I said before. Regardless of what comes out of this chapter, good or bad, is not gonna change how bad the game itself actually is. Until behavior steps up, that fact will never change.